I'm Gary Parrish here with UCLA Coach Mick Cronin. Mick, hope you enjoyed your offseason because it is now officially over. You ready to go?
Yeah, ready to go. I missed enough par putts to frustrate me, so the clubs are in storage for 7 months.
How into it do you get in the offseason? Obviously, you got a 12-month-a-year job,
Yeah.
Every day is work, but how into it can you get?
Nah. Look, for me, that's an escape.
Gotcha.
and a tool for fundraising.
There you go.
You got if you go play golf with me, you're going to get asked to help for NIL.
So you take the UCLA job, I guess it's April 2019?
Yeah, April 19th.
Now we're sitting here, it's October 2024, and you're at Big Ten Media Day. How surprising is it to you that you're at Big Ten Media Day without changing jobs?
Well, I'm glad I haven't changed jobs.
Right.
I'm not looking to do that, but it's probably not going to hit me till we're playing games at Purdue,
right.
At Indiana. That's when it'll probably hit me. It's like, what happened? I thought I left the Midwest. I just went to the warm weather. So, I look at it like people say, do you like it? Do you don't like it? Look, at the end of the day, when you're coaching at UCLA, you're trying to win the NCAA tournament.
Right.
So doesn't really change much in that aspect. I think for players, it'll be extremely beneficial for their exposure nationwide, for their branding, and for their experience to play in some of the venues that are sold out. The Big Ten's a lot of college towns, a lot of massive schools with massive enrollments. Tough to win at Wisconsin and those types of places, but it's fun as a player when you go play at these places and it's packed.
You always hear coaches when there's conference realignment, athletic directors talk about, well, this opens us up to a different market. It changes the way we recruit. I never know if that's real or not. From your perspective, does UCLA being in the Big Ten change the way Mick Cronin recruits or does his job?
No.
Right.
No. So, you finally got somebody on here to tell you the truth.
Okay.
Look, we're all trying to get the best players. I've heard that one, I'm not getting a lot of calls from kids in the Midwest.
Right.
Let's just be honest about it. What changes the way you recruit is the portal and NIL.
Right.
That's that's the truth of it. I think people refer to as style of play. Does that change? Look, you're trying to be in the top 5 and compete and get to a Final Four. Doesn't matter what league you're in. So it really just. Nothing will ever affect recruiting the way the portal and NIL has.
Right.
I don't remember the last time a kid mentioned what conference you're in. Coach, I really want to play in that conference.
Right.
I don't remember the last time that happened.
It's also different. I've already had multiple conversations with coaches just in terms of how you go about roster building these days. If I got it correct, I believe your class is 7 transfers?
6 transfers.
6 transfers, 3 high school
2
players.
high school.
2
at 8.
Yeah, okay. Is that just the way it was worked out this year, or
Yes.
is that the new formula for you?
Well, I don't want to have to get 8 guys a year.
Right.
8 guys a year is like 63% of our roster.
Right.
Until they make it 15 scholarships. But still, it's too much. For sanity, you'd like to have to sign like 3 or 4 guys a year. A big year would be 5. So I think you got to look. We're in an era where program building is over,
Right.
and I think you have to fight old habits, and you have to let that go. And you better you got to put together a team that can win every year,
Right.
and that's just the way it is in this era now. So that's if you lose a senior to graduation, or you lose a junior to the NBA draft, what's your best chance of replacing them and being as good or better? Mm-hmm. And I think everybody knows the answer to that. I'll let you say it.
You go get a transfer from somewhere else as opposed to a high school player.
Probably.
Right.
Probably.
So it changes the way you evaluate high school players.
Absolutely. I think
there's a high school player right now that you would have taken 4 years ago that you just can't take now.
Well, I don't know. Can't.
Right.
Decided not to. Yes, because look, I was a huge, in the group of guys that was known. You see me roll in to Memphis,
right.
with guys at Cincinnati. My best player ever redshirted,
right.
Sean Kilpatrick. We redshirted a guy every year.
Right.
I got to UCLA, I immediately redshirted Kenneth Nuba.
Right.
we're going to redshirt guys this year. Right. So, but replacing from within is really hard to do in this era. Right. It's really, really hard because you don't know who's going to return to your program next spring. So it's just different times, my friend.
It is definitely different times. Year 2 at UCLA, Final Four. Back that up with back-to-back Sweet 16s. Last year you got caught with a young roster, and things were a little more difficult. What, if anything, did you learn from that experience? Don't be that young again?
Well, no, I need to raise more money.
Yeah. I mean, you were one of the coaches who verbalized that last season. Like, this isn't like we don't have to talk around it.
No,
we had a money problem.
That just was the truth. I think we had been so successful we were 9-3 3 straight years in the NCAA tournament. And, you got guys that didn't leave and didn't ask for money when it first came in, like Tiger, Jaime, Dave Singleton, guys that really love UCLA. And there was really not a grasp of, hey, if I don't get this, I'm going in the portal.
Right.
So I think it was a little false sense of security out there, it took us a while here to grasp on to what the new times of how it is. So I will tell you last year, and I've been doing this long enough now. I had a few teams at Cincinnati like this. I was really proud of the fact that somehow we finished 5th in the Pac-12.
Right.
The guys dug in for me and really played their hearts out. And late in the year, we became a solid team. We were knocked out of the Pac-12 tournament by the champs, and we missed a shot at the buzzer to win. So those kids fought hard, so I don't want to disparage them. Sure. But our talent base just wasn't what you need to have to win, and especially at UCLA.
Right.
So we've definitely upgraded our talent.
And now you have a roster that does look like on paper it's good enough to win. I can't imagine there's anything you care less about than an unofficial preseason Big Ten poll. But I did see one that was released yesterday, and it had UCLA getting first-place votes and picked 3rd in the league. What do you like most about your team heading into this?
Do they even have a poll?
It was conducted unofficial? By 2 media outlets.
Does the Big Ten release one of those?
No.
Oh, that's great.
Right.
So they believe, and I believe it's all waste.
Right.
So – look, we'll all see. I mean, as you know, because you're one of the experts. You follow this. There's so many guys changing rosters. Mm-hmm. So many of us trying to put together a team. It's really dangerous to think this is how they're going to look.
Right.
I mean, there might be a few teams like that, right? Like Kansas is going to throw Hunter Dickinson the ball, or last year Zach Edey.
Right.
But the rest of us, I know he's got ingredients, but how's it going to come out?
Right.
When it comes out of the oven on game night, and then how do you develop? Because look, let's be honest, we all have so much newness to our teams. Mm-hmm. We're going to have to adjust and come together and make changes and gel and then figure out who you are and get better. And that's not going to be opening night. Yeah. You know how that goes. So, and that's okay because we're not college football, right? We just got to get better as the year goes. So it's going to be really interesting. There's this, I don't even know who's on some teams in this league.
Right.
It's tough, and it made it tough. As you go into a new league, you want to study the teams. Yeah. And you're watching film, and it's, well, what am I studying this team for? They only got 2 guys back.
Well, to your point, I was standing with, I'll just say, a coach earlier, and 2 players from another team walked by, and he looked at me and he said, "Who's that?" There's a lot of unfamiliar faces.
Welcome to college basketball.
That's right.
And the difference is, in college football, sure, there's still a portal, but they got 85 guys. Right. And they might have 10 to, it's all percentages.
That's right.
We're looking at people with 50% new players.
That's right.
Or more, in our case.
Right.
That's a big number. They don't have that.
That's not normally a thing in football.
No, they don't have over 40 new players.
Right.
So the percentages of our teams are changing so drastically that it's tough to study your opponents in the offseason, especially for us going into a new league.
Right. Last thing before I get you out of here. I think everybody knows you coached at Cincinnati successfully for a long time, but that's not your connection to that city. You were born there. You were raised there, and not just in Cincinnati, but on the west side of Cincinnati.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're coming with.
I bring that up because it's been a sad week.
Oh, tough.
You were of an age where I'm assuming Pete Rose was a larger-than-life figure, and I imagine as an adult you got some experiences with Pete.
A lot.
It's been a sad week because we knew his health was deteriorating. We didn't think the end was as near as it was. Just your thoughts on the passing of a real American icon.
American icons, and I get asked this question a lot because people in LA try to get a grasp. It's hard to imagine. I mean, we were talking about Cincinnati's favorite son, William Howard Taft's born in Cincinnati. There's a lot of people from Cincinnati. Nobody, you can put them all in a basket. None of them are as popular as Pete Rose. Right. Okay, Cincinnati loves Pete Rose. So, and for me, it's personal. Pete Jr., my brother and I are very close friends. Our families are very close. My dad told me he saw Pete this summer and he knew he didn't look good. Right. So when I say Pete, it's Junior, who's my friend. I reached out to him. He's in good spirits. Look, I'm knock on wood. Our dads are the same age. But it's Father Time's undefeated, my friend. So tough week back in Cincinnati. So I cannot explain to people how much Pete Rose is revered in Cincinnati. Right. I mean, you cannot possibly understand that or appreciate it unless you're from Cincinnati. He embodied everything the city's about. Toughness, hard work, make yourself great. Through effort and relentless pursuit of your goals, and Charlie Hustle, rest in peace. And we're lucky to have him. Faults and all, none of us are perfect, but Pete Rose is Cincinnati's guy.
I appreciate you sharing that with me.
You got it, my friend.
Mick, thanks for your time.